IMPS. Today we are going to see about graph and map analysis. In yesterday's lecture also we have seen how you get the questions in your question paper, geography question paper related to graphs, how you have to analyze the graph and how you have to answer the questions. You get 6 marks question in your exam, and we have practiced yesterday bar graph, pie chart and line graph so that you can easily attempt these questions in your exam and gain full marks. Now we are again going to see map of Brazil in this lecture. Then again one graph and table. Hmm. Such types of questions are also expected to have in your exam. In this case, we'll see Brazil. Brazil map and how you can get questions related to that. In geography question paper, you get number of types of questions like answer the following, match the following, odd man out, all these things. In that, main questions are also like that graph and include, maps are included. So in this case, in regarding graph and map, you can search the answer in the map or graph itself and you can completely gain marks. Now in this case of Brazil, whenever you get the question paper, first step is that you should observe it neat and carefully. First you should read the name of the map. What is the name of the map? Okay, see, you can get this type of question also in the map, right? What does this map show, or what details are given in this map? So whenever you get the map, first thing you do is that you read the map carefully. Now see, in case of Brazil, this map shows us the primary activities, major primary activities. So in initial case, we have seen in occupation, economy and occupation, what are primary activities. So primary activities are nothing but agriculture, mining, like that activities. So one thing is sure that this particular map is related to agriculture, mining, fishing, these activities. And see, in every map you get an index. So index is there and direction is there. In index, it is shown which crops are grown and actually where they are grown. So this is shown. See, coffee. Regarding coffee, I will tell you one thing, that coffee, Brazil is called as a coffee pot of world. Majority of people are engaged in coffee production. So you can get this question also in your exam. What is a major crop of Brazil, or what is the coffee pot, like that. So answer is coffee, Brazil. So just keep this in mind. Now we'll see questions related to this. If you see the map, you can see that major crops are like coffee, rice, corn, sugarcane, cocoa, rubber, banana, orange, soya bean. These are some of the major crops of Brazil. Uh, Only primary activities we are going to see here. Only primary activities. Then next is mining. Mining, in case of mining, manganese is there, bauxite is there, iron ore is there, coal is there. These minings are there. And fishery is there, and animal husbandry is there, and finally ocean currents are there. So see, in this case, for every crop, one type of symbol is denoted. One type of symbol is denoted. You should understand that symbol. See, when you are writing answers of this question, you have to carefully observe the graph. One thing I will tell you again is that when you get a blank map, you have to put a question on the map to fill the map. So you have to write index there. You have to write an index there, because index is the actually the reference to read the map or to analyze the map. So in this case, they have given index. So whenever you get a map of India or map of Brazil in exam, and you are asked to show some places or some locations in the map, you have to write the index. You have to write the index. Index will include all the symbols which are in the map. So this is the map. You can see the distribution of coffee, soya bean, corn, sugar cane, coca, rubber, banana, everywhere you can see. Also direction is given and currents are given. So this map is related to primary activities in Brazil. Next thing is that it shows primary activities. Which type of primary activities? Agriculture, mining, fishing, animal husbandry. Also the currents are shown and direction is shown. So firstly initially you have to understand these things. Whenever you get a map, observe it carefully. Now next thing is that you will read the questions carefully and write answers. You have to write answers in complete sentence. Hmm? This is again important point. You have to write answers in complete sentence. What students do mainly, they just write one word. Hmm? Uh, don't write a single word, write in a complete sentence. Okay. Now we see question answers related to this map. You can see map also have placed it here beside the PPT. So the first question is, in which part of Brazil is coffee mainly produced? Hmm? Now just see the map. Hmm? See the map carefully and you can answer the question. In which part of the Brazil is coffee mainly produced? See, in Brazil and India, whenever you get the question, one thing is that um, the names of Indian places or the names of current locations and everything, you are familiar with it. आपको मालूम है कि इंडिया कंट्री में कौन से स्टेट्स है, कौन से रिवर है, सी, एवरीथिंग यू आर फेमिलियर विद इट. सो इंडिया का मैप अगर आता है तो यू कैन राइट इट इजीली. कंपैरेटिवली इफ ब्राजील का मैप आता है, so the students get a little bit complex of that because they are not used to the names of it. आपको स्टेट्स के नाम, उसके कैपिटल का नाम, बाद में उसमें अलग अलग लोकेशन से उनके नाम वो फेमिलियर नहीं है. सो whenever you have time, just go through the Brazil maps. They're also very simple to understand. Once you get the locations familiar with the name, you will find it simple. Okay. Now see, in which part of Brazil is coffee mainly produced? So now see the map. See the map, and you can see that at the base. At the base, you can see the coffee production symbol of coffee. That is direction is south. So coffee is mainly produced in southeast direction. Southeast direction, not exactly south, but southeast direction. Coffee is mainly produced in southeast coastal region of Brazil. Now next, see which food crops are mainly grown in Brazil. See, in this question you have to write answers only of food crop. Now see see rubber is there, cocoa is there, sugar cane is there, but which actually food crops are there from which you get up cereals, pulses like that? Only you have to mention those crops only, food crops. Rubber will not come in this. See, so what is the answer is rice, soya bean and corn are mainly grown in Brazil. These are the main food crops of Brazil. Now next there is one understanding based question here. See, in case of maps, you can get some questions which are directly in present in there, or some you have to understand and you have to mention it. In case of graph also, yesterday we have seen they are asking some questions there directly, and some you have to do some calculations like addition, subtraction, like that. So in this case also there are slight chances of getting some questions which will be based on observation. Okay. Now we see, can you relate the production of these crops with the climate there? हम्म, मतलब क्वेश्चन क्या है कि क्रॉप का जो प्रोडक्शन है, अब मैप आप अगर आप देखेंगे तो आपको मैप देखते ही समझ में आ जाएगा कि साउथ ईस्ट और साउथ का जो पार्ट है उसमें क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन ज्यादा है, और ऊपर का जो पार्ट है, नॉर्थ नॉर्थ पार्ट है, उसमें आपको बीच बीच में ही ऐसे कहाँ कहाँ पर आपको फार्मिंग या एग्रीकल्चर दिखाई दे रहा है। मतलब द साउथ ईस्ट एंड द साउथ पार्ट ब्राजील का जो है वो ज्यादा ऑक्यूपाइड है एग्रीकल्चर में एज कम्पेयर टू द अपर पार्ट। नाउ विल सी द कोस्टल रीजन and Brazilian highlands. So answer is divided into two parts, because they are asking production of this crop with climate there. See, always crops are related to climate. Climatic condition जिस रीजन की जिस प्रकार के होते हैं, उससे रिलेटेड वहां पर क्रॉप्स होते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू सी कश्मीर, the major crop is like apples. Apples are grown there. Okay, then saffron. Saffron is also cultivated there. So because the climate is like that. In colder temperature, there is farming of strawberry. It's carried out. Green apples are also famous in Shimla. That is also a good crop there. In case of Maharashtra, you can say there is, rice is there, sugar cane is there, fruit crops are there. Food crops are there, mangoes are there, banana, coconut, all these things are there. So these are all related to the climatic conditions of that particular region. Now you see, coastal region crops like rice, coca are produced on large scale on coastal region. These crops require hot and humid temperatures and very heavy rainfall. The coastal region has hot and humid temperature and receives heavy rainfall. There are some crop, especially sugar cane is there, rice is there. These require more rainfall. उनको बारिश ज्यादा चाहिए, मतलब पानी ज्यादा चाहिए उनको। राइस को भी पानी ज्यादा चाहिए, इसलिए उनका प्रोडक्शन जो है कोस्टल रीजन पर होता है। और उसको टेम्परेचर भी हॉट एंड ह्यूमिड चाहिए, ज्यादा ठंडी नहीं चाहिए। मतलब in case of apple they require cold temperature. In case of rice they require hot temperature. Okay, so according to the climatic conditions there, the crops are grown. Now if you see the coastal region mean the southeast and south region, which type of crops are mainly grown here? Rice is there, coca is there, that are produced. Now we'll see Brazilian highlands. In Brazilian highlands, the crop like coffee, soybean, oranges are produced on large scale in Brazilian highlands. They require less temperature, medium rainfall. And Brazilian highlands also receives mild, moderate rainfall. Always one thing is common that on coastal area, अब मुंबई में बहुत ज्यादा बारिश होती है। क्यों होती है? क्योंकि मुंबई सिचुएटेड ऑन कोस्टल बेल्ट। मुंबई सिचुएटेड ऑन द कोस्टल एरिया। So whatever, if you go to some places, you can see the seashore. Seashore means coastal area. When the regions related to the regions on the boundary of the country or the boundary of the sea, they receive heavy rainfall. And as you move inwards, away from the coastal area into the country, the rainfall becomes less. So the crops which required more temperature and more water, more rainfall, are cultivated on the coastal region, and crops which require moderate rainfall, moderate temperature, are cultivated in the region with the low rainfall. Now we'll see next one. So this is the different. Always keep one thing permanently in your mind, that according to the climate, the crop pattern changes. जहाँ का जिस जगह का क्लाइमेट जैसे होता है वैसे वहां पर क्या होगा, खेती होती है। मतलब अगर आप देखेंगे कोई भी एरिया पकड़ कर आप देखेंगे, अगर वहां पर बारिश ज्यादा होती है तो उस रिलेटेड खेती जो है उस प्रकार की होगी। अब गुजरात राजस्थान में देखोगे तो वहाँ पर कल्टीवेशन कैसा होता है। दिस थिंग्स यू शुड कीप इन माइंड। जहाँ पर पानी कम होता है तो वहाँ पर खेती भी ऐसी होती है कि जिनको पानी कम लगता है। अब अगर आप महाराष्ट्र का एग्जाम्पल देखेंगे, धुले डिस्ट्रिक्ट मालूम है आपको, तो वहाँ पर बहुत ही कम बारिश होती है, बुल्डाना धुले, तो वहाँ पर कॉटन का प्रोडक्शन होता है। महाराष्ट्र, in case of Maharashtra, Sindhudurga, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur, here rainfall is more, so rice, sugarcane, these crops are taken. Okay, now we see the last question. Where is the rubber plantation concentrated? रबर प्लांटेशन ज्यादा कहाँ पर नजर आता है ब्राजील में? So the answer is, you can see in the map itself, Amazon river basin. Rubber plantation is concentrated in Amazon river basin. अमेज़न रिवर जहाँ पर है वहाँ के आजू बाजू में रबर का प्लांटेशन बहुत ज्यादा है। So this was a map regarding Brazil. We have studied different major primary activities of Brazil. Also we have studied how to write answers of these questions. Again I am telling you, all answers are present in the map itself. Whenever you get a question paper, read it thoroughly, carefully, and then start solving the answer. Whenever you write the answer should be in complete sentence. Okay, now we'll see next one. See, regarding this graph, what how the question is like, there are no different questions or no particular questions given on this. What they have given is, just you have to observe this graph, analyze in short, and you have to write this graph in your own words. Hmm? You have to write a paragraph on this, or you can write point words also on this graph. Whatever you see in this graph, your observations, you have to mention in this. Whatever you see. There is no particular question. आपको 5 या 6 क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ग्राफ पर, आपको उसके आंसर्स लिखने होते हैं। वैसे यहाँ पर कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ उसका आंसर लिखना है। आंसर क्या लिखना है, ये ग्राफ देखकर आपको क्या समझ में आता है, ये आपको 7 to 8 लाइन्स में लिखना है। यू कैन राइट इन योर ओन वर्ड्स, और you can make different paragraphs point wise, anyhow you can write it. Now see, पहले हम देखेंगे कि ये ग्राफ किस प्रकार का है। प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी। ये ग्राफ हमें क्या बताता है, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सेक्टर इन नेशनल इनकम, परसेंटेज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन एंगेज इन द सेक्टर। मतलब नेशनल इनकम में हर सेक्टर का, प्राइमरी सेक्टर, टर्शियरी सेक्टर एंड सेकेंडरी सेक्टर का कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन है, और कितने परसेंटेज, कितने परसेंटेज लोग उस सेक्टर में एंगेज है, इस सेक्टर से काम करते हैं। ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर देयर। ओके, नाउ सी, we'll see further percentage of population engaged in each sector। पहले हम उसको क्या करेंगे, दो इसमें टाइप्स, दो टाइप्स दिए है ना। पहला टाइप है कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सेक्टर ऑफ नेशनल इनकम एंड परसेंटेज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन एंगेज इन सेक्टर। तो पहले ये लेफ्ट साइड का ग्राफ है वो देखेंगे, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सेक्टर्स इन नेशनल इनकम, मतलब टर्शरी एक्टिविटीज का कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है नेशनल इनकम में, सेकेंडरी एक्टिविटीज का कितना है, और प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज का कितना है। ओके, नाउ विल सी परसेंटेज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन engaged in each sector। we'll see first in India, पहले इंडिया का देखेंगे, 48.8% of population is engaged in primary sector। see, in India प्राइमरी सेक्टर में लोग ज्यादा engaged है। so now you have you cannot see the exact reading here, but if you are having a graph, and a proper graph in your paper, you can write exact numbers like this 48.8. कल हमने एक ग्राफ देखा था, उसमें उन्होंने अप्रोक्सीमेटली वैल्यूज दिखा था, अप टू वैल्यूज दिखा था, नियर बाय वैल्यूज लिखा था. दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड, यू कैन राइट लाइक दैट ऑल्सो. This one bar is 100% bar. One bar is of 100%. So if you subtract this 48.8, and again if it remains, again you have to subtract 24.3, and then you can get the answer. Means this complete bar is of 100%. दो सेक्टर्स आपके माइनस करेंगे तो आपको तीसरा सेक्टर समझ में आ जाएगा. Now see, 48.8 population is engaged in primary sector, 24.3 in secondary, and 26.9 is tertiary. This is in case of Brazil. Before writing this, starting this, you can write starting also one line that this graph shows contribution of sectors, each sector in national income and percentage of population engaged in sector. You can write one or two opening statements also like this. Means introduction about the graph, what this graph actually shows us. Now regarding Brazil, same. In Brazil, 10% of population is engaged in primary sector, 19% in secondary sector, and 71 in tertiary sector. In case of Brazil, primary sector is less and tertiary sector is more. Now next one, that is a bar graphs on the left side. Contribution to each sector in national income. You can write this heading also, underline it and write beneath. In India, the contribution of primary sector and tertiary sector in national income is 17 and 26 and 57% respectively. See, tertiary, secondary, primary, secondary and tertiary sector, and respectively means 17 goes to primary, 26 goes to secondary, and 57 goes to tertiary. Like this. You can write like this also, respectively. In case of Brazil, contribution of primary, secondary, and tertiary is 5.5, 27.5, and 67% respectively. So in case of Brazil, what you see, the contribution of tertiary sector is more in national income. Is maximum. In case of India also, tertiary sector is more, but primary sector is more than Brazil. ब्राजील का सिर्फ 5.5% है, इंडिया का 17%. और लोग बहुत ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व है इसमें, प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इंडिया में, और ब्राजील में बहुत ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व है टर्शरी सेक्टर में. सी, now dependence, or you can give a concluding remark on this graph, complete graph. What actually you understood or what you can conclude by observing this graph. We can conclude that India is mainly dependent on primary activities while Brazil is mainly dependent on tertiary activities. इंडिया के प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज जो है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा लोग 48.8 मतलब नियरली 50% लोग जो है प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इन्वॉल्व है, उनसे उनका एम्प्लॉयमेंट है, रोजगार है. और ब्राजील का जो है वो थोड़ा अलग है, उसमें ज्यादा 71% जो है टर्शरी सेक्टर में लोग जो है टर्शरी सेक्टर में इन्वॉल्व. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस. This is the difference, and this involvement of people in every sector is influencing the national income. उसका परिणाम जो है नेशनल इनकम पर भी होता है. Okay, so first thing, again I will tell you, you can write name of the graph, what actually the graph shows or which details are seen in the graph. Then after that is called as graph analysis. You can either write it point wise, or either you can write point wise, or you can write in a paragraph form, or you can make a paragraphs or different headings and you can write under that. first line should always be like, it should be the name of the graph, like a contribution of sectors in national income. This map shows, or above map shows, the contribution of sector in national income and percentage of population engaged in the sector. This will be your first point. Then you can briefly describe each part, that is a contribution of in national economy and percentage of population. And then finally you can give a concluding remark regarding that graph. Okay, so in this way you can answer the graph, that is a graph analysis. Okay, now next we'll see, next question is like table. Table is given, and from that table you have to answer the questions, just like graph and map. In map you have to observe the map and give the answers. In case of graph you have to find out the answers. Map is there, graph is there, likewise table is also there. You have to observe it neatly and answer the questions. So do you have any doubts regarding map or graph? Please note it. Will at the end of the lecture we'll clear the doubts. Okay, now see, what is a balance trade? First we see the table. What table shows us import, export and balance trade values in US dollar. India is there, year is given on the left side. India is given, Brazil is given, export is given and import is given. मतलब इंडिया का 2009 2010 में एक्सपोर्ट कितना था, इंपोर्ट कितना था, इंडिया में 2010 और 11 में एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट कितना था, मतलब हर एक ईयर में एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट कितना था, ये वैल्यूज दिए हैं। और ये सब वैल्यू जो है यूएस डॉलर में है। Now see, what is a balance trade? It is a difference between value of export and value of import of a country. बैलेंस ट्रेड का मीनिंग क्या होता है, एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट में क्या डिफरेंस है। अगर एक्सपोर्ट ज़्यादा है और इंपोर्ट कम है तो कंट्री को बेनिफिट ज़्यादा होता है। अगर इंपोर्ट ज़्यादा है और एक्सपोर्ट कम है तो कंपनी को या कंट्री को बेनिफिट नहीं होता है। Whatever your goods are there should go out of your country. Then they get a good marks. Now see, tell the types of balance of trades. What type of balance are there? See, surplus balance of trade value. Value of export is more than value of import. सरप्लस बैलेंस का मीनिंग क्या है, एक्सपोर्ट की वैल्यू जो है ज्यादा है और वैल्यू ऑफ इंपोर्ट जो है कम है। डेफिसिट बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड, वैल्यू ऑफ इंपोर्ट इज मोर। इंपोर्ट की वैल्यू ज्यादा है और एक्सपोर्ट की वैल्यू कम है। नेक्स्ट इज बैलेंस्ड बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड। बैलेंस ट्रेड का मीनिंग क्या है, एक्सपोर्ट है और इंपोर्ट है, दोनों जो है समान है, इक्वल है, उसे बोलते हैं बैलेंस। नाउ सी, सो अंडरस्टैंड दिस, सरप्लस मतलब एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा है इंपोर्ट कम है, डेफिसिट मतलब इंपोर्ट ज्यादा है एक्सपोर्ट कम है। Now see, balance of trade, what is the meaning, export is equal to import, that is called as a balance of trade. In which country export exceeds import in all 3 years? कौन से कंट्री में एक्सपोर्ट जो है एक्सपोर्ट जो है ज्यादा था, एक्सिड मतलब ज्यादा, इंपोर्ट इन ऑल 3 years, मतलब एक्सपोर्ट की वैल्यू ज्यादा होनी चाहिए और इंपोर्ट की वैल्यू कम होनी चाहिए। इंडिया के अगर आप रीडिंग्स देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि इंपोर्ट हमारा ज्यादा होता है और एक्सपोर्ट हमारा कम होता है। वही ब्राजील का मैप अगर आप देखेंगे तो 3 years कॉन्जिक्यूटिवली, लगातार मतलब 3 years बैक टू बैक उनका एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा हुआ है और इम्पोर्ट कम हुआ है। तो इसका आंसर आता है ब्राजील। इन ब्राजील एक्सपोर्ट exceeds import in all 3 years. Now see, Brazil balance of trade belong to which type? ब्राजील का जो ट्रेड है वो ट्रेड के अभी बैलेंस हमने देखे ना, एक ट्रेड होता है वो सरप्लस। सरप्लस का मीनिंग क्या होता है? एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा होता है, कंट्री का बेनिफिट ज्यादा होता है, कंट्री के जो आइटम्स होते हैं, जो सामान होता है वो बाहर ज्यादा जाता है, उसको बोलते हैं सरप्लस। बाद में एक आता है, हमने क्या ना, डेफिसिट, मतलब इम्पोर्ट ज्यादा होता है, बाहर के कंट्री से हमारे देश में ज्यादा आता है, और एक बैलेंस होता है। अब ब्राजील का कौन सा टाइप है? ब्राजील बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड बिलोंग्स टू सरप्लस, दैट इज अ फेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड। व्हाई? बिकॉज उनका एक्सपोर्ट जो है वो ज्यादा है और इम्पोर्ट जो है वो है कम है। हम्म, इसलिए ब्राजील आएगा। हम्म, अगर इंडिया का क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, इंडिया का कौन सा टाइप है, तो हम क्या आंसर होगा हमारा? डेफिसिट आंसर होगा, क्योंकि देखो, एक 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 ईयर में हम देखेंगे तो वैल्यूज जो है कम है, इम्पोर्ट की ज्यादा है, एक्सपोर्ट की कम है। कंट्री को अगर बेनिफिट होना चाहिए, फॉरेन करेंसी मिलनी चाहिए, ज्यादा रेट अगर मिलने चाहिए, तो हमेशा एक्सपोर्ट होना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। क्योंकि कैसा होता है, हमारे कंट्री में जो चीज मिलती है या जिस चीज का प्रोडक्शन होता है, वहां पर उसकी वैल्यू कम होती है। हम्म, अगर आप वही चीज आप बाहर जाकर भेजेंगे, बेचेंगे उसको, तो उसकी वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा मिलती होती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको बताती हूँ, मैंगोज का एग्जाम्पल आप लेंगे तो 200, मतलब 300, 400, 500, इतने में आपको 1 डजन मैंगोज मिल सकते हैं। यू गेट 1 डजन, दैट 12 मैंगोज फॉर योर 300 rupees, say for example I am giving. Hmm. And in US you have to pay $3. Hmm. $3, nearly about 200 rupees. 200 rupees or more than that, hmm, for one mango. Hmm, for one mango. Hmm. So rather than selling your trade fruits here itself, if farmer plants it carefully and sells in other countries where mango is not produced, हम्म, जहाँ पर कोई कंट्रीज में वहां पर मैंगो प्रोडक्शन होता ही नहीं है, वहां पर अगर आप भेजेंगे तो उसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा मिलेगी। फॉरेन एक्सचेंज होगा, फार्मर्स को भी बेनिफिट होगा, कंट्री को भी बेनिफिट होगा। सो दिस थिंग इज इम्पोर्टेंट, सो यू शुड ऑलवेज go for exporting, means country. Okay, we will see further. Next question is same. India's balance of trade belongs to which type? Just we have discussed, that is unfavorable balance. Why unfavorable balance? Because our import is more and export is less. Why we require more import? Because of our population. To meet the need of our growing population, we require to import things from other countries. हमारे यहाँ कुछ अवेलेबल नहीं है, जो है हमारे लिए काफी नहीं है, इसलिए हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? बाहर से चीजें लानी पड़ती हैं, बाहर के देश से चीजें लानी पड़ती हैं, और we are utilizing those things in our country. Okay, so these were the 3 types, that is a analysis from graph, map, uh, and table. On this type of graph you can also get different types of questions, like 5 to 6 questions, and you have to particularly answer that questions only. Or you can get like this question also, that you have to comment on this graph for 5 to 6 marks, 5 marks or 6 marks, on in your own words. So प्रिपेयर बोथ टाइप्स, दोनों प्रकार की प्रिपरेशन करो, कि एक एक मार्क का क्वेश्चन आएगा तब भी हम लिख पाएंगे, और ऐसा पैराग्राफ में अगर क्वेश्चन आए तो वो भी लिख पाएंगे। पैराग्राफ राइटिंग, सी सम Majority of people, students, they don't frame question answers sentences properly. Hmm? There are a lot of grammatical mistakes, spelling mistake. In case if you go to write a paragraph, सब sentence आपको ही frame करने पड़ते हैं. Hmm? But in case of one line answers, sentences are given, only you have to write answer there and you have to complete the sentence. Hmm? So it becomes more better to answer one mark question or like that. But in case of paragraph, you require more understanding and good English to write like that. So while selecting your option, again I'm telling you that ज्योग्राफी में आपको ऑप्शंस होते हैं. एक तो आता है कि ग्राफ ड्रॉ करो, ग्राफ के आंसर दो, और दूसरा होता है जो कंप्लीट ग्राफ के आंसर दो. एक ग्राफ होता है, टेबल होता है, पाई चार्ट होता है. सो विच यू नो प्रॉपरली, सिलेक्ट इट केयरफुली. कौन से क्वेश्चन में, कौन से क्वेश्चन पर आपको मैक्सिमम मार्क्स मिल सकते हैं, वही अटेम्प्ट करो. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स कैसे करते हैं, वो भी लिखते हैं आधा, ये भी लिखते हैं आधा, 3 3 मिलते हैं. That is not going to make 3 3 6. One will go for extra and you will get only 3 marks. So while choosing the question, choose it very carefully, which you will ultimately benefit and you will get maximum marks. Okay. So this was a map of Brazil of primary production. Again, graph of Brazil and India, showing sectors and population, and then a table, and we have seen the question answers related to this. Hmm? Yes, anybody is having any questions? Hello, madam. Harshala, madam.
Unmute yourself and say,
Yes, madam.
student, anyone have doubts? Raise your hand.